Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Sunday morning. And first and foremost, I just want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to everybody who could be listening. Now, with that being said, we got some things to talk about this morning. And that is, of course, we know the Los Angeles Lakers were in the great Northwest last night, taking on the Portland Trailblazers in the City of Roses in Portland, Oregon, one of my favorite towns to visit. But the Lakers did not show up last night, and there were several reasons why, which we're about to get into. But, of course, as we all know, this is something that I just keep saying and have been saying for years. You see how great LeBron James is, because anytime LeBron James is out, his team struggles mightily. It's like they are in the YMCA. They somewhere at LA Fitness. They somewhere at Planet Fitness. Like, I don't understand what they are doing, but it's like they don't even know how to run an offense. They don't know how to just even run simple pick and rolls or screens or have any kind of ball movement or any kind of cuts. Everything they do is just so isolation basketball, which is so not within the framework of how fluid the NBA game has become, especially with the evolution of the three-point shot and the extra pass and just swinging the ball around the key and finding the extra man. Make the defense move. Swing the ball around. You had the necessary personnel to do so, Frank Vogel. You had the necessary personnel to do so, even without LeBron James. Now, I can understand maybe losing to Portland. They're a pretty good team. They are being well coached by Chauncey Billups this year in his inaugural season of being a head coach in the NBA. So, shouts out to Chauncey Billups for doing an excellent job. But the thing is, even if you without LeBron James, you should still show up and play better than that. And I know Anthony Davis didn't return to the game. He only played 7 to 8 minutes because he actually had to go do what the Lakers looked like last night. Some boo-boo! He had a stomach issue. He had to go boo-boo because he got tired of the Lakers looking like some straight boo-boo. Lakers looking like some dookie last night out there on the court, man. I mean, Melo, you shot us off. Where's the same energy you be having at the Staples Center, bro? Can you make your open shots? Russell Westbrook, that was abysmal. 1 out of 10, 1 out of 11. And let's just be honest, when he started the game, it was not looking good because Dame Dollar was pretty much having his way out there. The Lakers defense, I'm just being honest, y'all, because I said I wasn't going to go into panic mode, and I'm still not, because any game when the king ain't on the court for the Lakers, it's damn near, it's almost like they not expected to win. Because if they couldn't beat the low and meek Oklahoma City Thunder, then how the hell they going to beat a team like Portland? But you would think with Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, and company, you have players that's well capable of hitting threes. Monk, Bazemore, Avery Bradley. I mean, you got 3-and-D guys on the team. Wayne Ellington back. He's more than capable. You got Rajon Rondo, who is a veteran backup point guard who can come in and seems like he should be able to facilitate and get some offense going. But since he cannot facilitate and get offense going, then that leads me to believe that it damn near must be the coaching. Because what in the hell? And I've been saying this since Frank Vogel been in charge. What is he doing with his substitutions? And man, what was the guy? Mumbawa, whatever his name was last night, who they got from Detroit. It's a top draft pick that we stole away from Detroit. Man, get that man some playing time. Because I'm gonna tell y'all like this, I did win some money off that game, believe it or not, because on the live, at one point they was giving the Lakers plus 24.5. I said, come on, bro, plus 25 or whatever it was. I said, man, I said, there's no way in the NBA game they're gonna maintain their lead, because I knew that Chauncey Billups would clear the bench and bring in his backups, and then you would have backups playing against backups, and at the end of the day, the team that's usually losing when it's backup against backups, they're going to cut into that lead because they're trying to prove something to get some playing time, and they're trying to make up for a deficit, whereas the other team is already ahead and they just out there doing whatever, even though they may be trying to prove playing time, but they not giving it to you as hard. But I'm telling you, that young fella, I forget his name, Mbayu, You know what I'm talking about. He had a hell of a game. He was crashing the boards. He actually made a three, if I'm not mistaken. Got a little range on him. Got some offensive putbacks. I mean, Lakers trying to go small, and it wouldn't hurt to see him instead of DeAndre Jordan. Like, what does DeAndre Jordan bring to the table at this point? He is a Brooklyn Net outcast. They didn't even want him. So if they didn't even want him, that ought to let you know something right there. I'm trying to tell y'all. And at the end of the day, I'm still not concerned because I know how great LeBron James is. And I know whenever he's in the game that they will be able to come up with some offense because he is going to facilitate and have people moving and being in places where they need to be and getting them some real good looks. I still haven't got a chance to see him play much with Wayne Ellington because I feel like Wayne Ellington is a good knockdown shooter, and he's going to be timely, I think, for the Lakers and hit some timely shots throughout the course of the year. But I know it's still a lot of chemistry issues that the Lakers need to work out that they're going to be working on. So it's not like, that they won't get it together eventually. And, of course, in this game last night, like I said, Anthony Davis did not return in the second half at all. And it was actually looking like the Lakers was putting a dent in it and was actually starting to play good defense because, to be honest, they were in that position because Portland was just having their way. They was just hitting threes and having their way with them when they wanted to. But you could see that when the Lakers tried to play good defense, and Austin Reeves, I think, is still playing good defense to be a young rook. I think Bazemore, he can play some good defense. I think Dwight Howard is still capable of playing good defense. Of course, AD, we all know what he does defensively. So although you're missing a KCP and a Caruso, that doesn't mean that you're lacking all the personnel in order to be a good defensive team. Maybe not a great defensive team, but at least a good defensive team, depending on how much effort and energy LeBron James is giving on the defensive end as well. So, as we all know, with all that being said, the Lakers took the L last night. LeBron James is still going to be out for a whole another week, probably into Thursday or Friday at a minimum due to the abdominal strain. But, hey, that just means a more healthy and rejuvenated LeBron James. And I know they're saying Father Time is catching up with LeBron because, his availability since he's been a Laker has been nowhere near as it has been when he was with the Cavs and the Heat, and both times with the Cavs. But, he had the groin strain, which caused him to miss a lot of time. And, of course, the ankle last year caused him to miss a lot of time, too. So I think both was kind of fluke injuries. I think he still takes care of himself. Not sure what play or when did he strain his abdominal and how much it affected him during the last game that he was playing in, because he still looked pretty efficient to me because he went off in that fourth quarter and led the Lakers to a victory in this last game. So, maybe LeBron is, I'm not saying faking the injury or just to get load management or anything like that, but I think he's just being extra precautious with his body because he saw what happened last year when people went down. So I don't know if Anthony Davis, was up there and maybe got a hold to some bad edibles in Portland, or maybe, he was eating on some bad tacos or whatever it was. Maybe he just had a little stomach virus, but, we wish him well in recovery. Hopefully he'll be back soon because it's obvious that the Los Angeles Lakers need him, and it's very obvious that Russell Westbrook needs to step his game up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Russell Westbrook needs to step his game up big time in order for the Lakers to be successful. And I know I wasn't one of the naysayers in Russell Westbrook because I know, he brings a lot of energy. I know he's not the best person to spread the floor as far as being a threat from three-point, but I do know he's capable of penetrating to the lane, drawing fouls, making free throws, as well as kicking out to open shooters. So if he can still continue to break down defenses, which everybody said Russ was washed up when he first went to Houston. Then halfway through the season, he figured it out. And everybody said he was washed up when he went to the Wizards. And then halfway through the season, he figured it out. Everybody said, they're saying the same thing with the Lakers now. But just give him time. Brody's going to figure it out. Brody's going to figure it out. Him and LeBron going to figure it out. I'm not concerned because at the end of the day, when you look at those three, and I know a lot, these young teams are hooping. That's the thing, though. And I'm just going to be honest, team's not scared, and every team going to go out and give it their all. They hooping. Nobody going to just go out and give you a victory like, oh, you a better team with these higher-name players. They look at it like, shoot, this is a challenge. These young guys is ready. These ain't the old days. You understand what I mean? They are not afraid, and they coming out ready to play, no matter how battle tested the other veteran teams could be. But we shall all see. But I think Frank Vogel, I don't know if Lionel Hollins is gone. I just hope that the coaching staff can get it together as far as some of these rotations and how they're playing defense, because that is where they're looking bad. But I saw flashes of defense last night. I honestly did see a lot of energy on defense last night when you thought the Lakers in that second quarter were going to go ahead and cut it down. And they really did cut it down going into but they had a miscue at the end. But, I mean, they cut it from like 27 to 28 down to 15, I think, leading into that. And you thought they would come out in the third quarter with that same intensity on defense, and probably they could have cut it from 15 down to 7 or 8 going into the fourth quarter. But instead, they did not. They came out in the third quarter and got their ass smoked. And maybe it was because Anthony Davis wasn't out there, and they just didn't really know how to run the offense, considering you missing 2 of your starters. So, with all that being said, man, I got to drop this young runner car off here. So, I'll be back at y'all later on. I haven't forgot about the countdown. I'm going to definitely finish that tonight. And I had it ready for y'all most definitely by in the morning or, later on this evening. So, as always, man, this is your boy B New. Man, I'm screaming right on to the real. Much love to these haters. I'm out.